Hi everyone, I hope all are well. As you remember, we talked about invertebrate animals. We say that we can divide invertebrate animals in two superclasses. The first one was superclass species, and then superclass tetrapods, including amphibian, reptiles, aves, and mammals. If you remember, we covered superclass species and we talked about three classes of species as well. Today we're going to start tetrapods, starting with the amphibian. So today we're going to talk about class Amphibia, frogs and salamanders. Be with me till the end of the lesson for getting information about that animal. Starting with some features and characteristics of that animal. Basically, we can say that Amphibia means double life. So amphibians are living in two places. They got double life. I mean, they got two life stages. First stage of their life is inside water. It means while they are hatching the egg, while they are coming out from the egg, they are inside water. They are spending one first stage of their life inside water, but once they grow, they are becoming terrestrial animals. They are coming out from the water, so the second stage of their life is outside the water. So as these are, as I told you before, frogs are from amphibians, and as you can see, they got a really interesting structure of the skin, and as I told you before, that they got two stages for their life. The first stage is inside water and the other stage is outside water. While they are inside water, they are using gills for respiration. It means they got gills by which they can absorb the water oxygen, but once they become adult, once they grow and they start living, they start their second stage of life, it means they are becoming a terrestrial animal, so they are growing their lungs. So on that time, meanwhile, while they are terrestrial, while they are outside the water, they are respiring with the help of their skin and lungs. So their special skin structure is also able to absorb oxygen and release carbon dioxide, which is helping them to respire. And also about their really interesting skin structure, we can say that they got mucus, or they got some materials outside their skin or on surface of their skin, which is making them hard to cut, or which is making them shiny. So if we analyze their skin structure, we can see that they got dermis, epidermis, and different structures that we got, but they got two different glands, which is making them different from the other vertebrates. The first one is mucus gland, or a gland which is secreting mucus, or that shiny thing which is outside their body, and the other gland is poison gland, which is producing poison. And this skin secretions, it means mucus and poison both are protecting that amphibian against bacteria and some certain moistures. About their heart structure, we can say that they got three-chambered heart. It means their heart got three parts, and also they got closed circulatory system. And also the other thing we have to know is that they are cold-blooded animals. It means their body temperature is not constant, and they are not living in they cannot live in cold weather. That's why they got a dormancy stage. And also they got mesonephros kidneys for their excretion. And as I told you before, that salamanders and frogs and toads are main examples of that kind of amphibians. So as I told you before, that they got two stages for their life. Now let's analyze their life cycle. So the first thing we can say about their life cycle is they are laying egg inside water. So only eggs are able to grow inside water, because the first stage of their life is in water, or as aquatic they are growing. So first they are laying egg inside water. These eggs are hatching and growing a animal like this, with tail and without legs. They are fish-like but not completely fish. As they are inside the water, they are breathing or developing gills for exchanging gases. But once they are growing up, once they are becoming a terrestrial amphibian, so they are replacing that gill with the lungs. and after a time this structure which came out from the egg change its shape, we can say. They are growing tails. After this, they are growing their hind legs. Then they are growing four legs that they got, but they still got tail. But after a time, their gills are changing or replacing to be lungs, so they cannot go deep inside the water and cannot use from the plants inside water. So that's why in that time they are using nutrients inside their tails. That's why they are disappearing the tail, and in last stage they are becoming fully terrestrial. But again, for laying egg, they have to come to the water, because they cannot grow eggs in other places but water. So they are cold-blooded animals. They spend the winter month in uh, and colder climates resting. As I told you before, in cold weathers they have to rest because they do not have constant body temperature. They are not adapted to live in cold temperature. So as in cold weathers, they are burying themselves in mud or leaf litters. That was all about amphibian. I hope you learned. Thanks for being with me till the end of the lesson.